News conference takes place this lunchtime for the undercard of the big fight this weekend between Amir Khan and Andreas Kotelnik. Khan and Kotelnik weigh in tomorrow in Manchester. And we can cross live now to speak to Sky Sports expert Jim Watt. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
Been a bit of a delay for this fight. Do you see that as being a problem for Khan?
No, I don't see it being a problem at all. It just gives him more time to work. And this is the biggest night of Amir's career, so he'll be so keen about it. They talk about fighters maybe going a little bit stale when fights are delayed, they get fit too early and all that. But I've always felt that staleness is a mental complaint, not a physical complaint. So I'm sure Amir's camp will have used the extra time to their benefit.
He's working, of course, with Freddie Roach. What influence do you think we're going to see from that?
Well, I think we're going to see Amir put a lot more thought into his boxing. In Amir's early career, he had far too much of things his own way. So he picked up some real bad habits that were going to let him down as he progressed through his career, and they did let him down in the Bredis-Prescott fight. So Freddie, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's not difficult to do, but Freddie's taken him back to basics. He's improved his defence, got him to think about what he's doing, and he's become, you know, as a more professional style, he's become certainly a better fighter under Freddie.
Yeah, how good do you think he is now compared to when he had that nightmare against Prescott?
Yeah, well, I think he's much tighter. His defence has improved considerably. But I think we still have to remember, you know, he's a developing talent. He's not the finished article. He's only 22. He still has a lot to learn. So the big question at the moment is, this chance come a little bit too early for him? I mean, less than a year ago, his career was in tatters. I mean, a world title fight was the furthest thing from his mind. So he's put that in the past. He's come back with a couple of good wins, but still he's only 22. He doesn't have experience at this level, whereas the other guy, Kotelnik, has massive experience. So there's always the chance that maybe they're just taking this a little bit too quickly. Well,
you're making it sound like it's a real challenge for him. How tricky do you think Kotelnik could prove to be?
I think he could prove to be very tricky because he's an excellent fighter. He's very good defensively. And we have to remember, Kotelnik has proven himself at world level. I mean, he's only lost a couple of fights to world championship contender fighters. Amir has yet to prove. I mean, Amir hasn't even really been in a tough fight and come through on top. So Amir has a lot to prove. We know the talent Amir has. We know the speed he has. We know all his assets. But there's still things he has to prove. And I think we're going to find out a few things about him on Saturday night. I fancy he can win this one in points, but it certainly won't be easy. It sounds like he's in for a real learning experience from what you're saying, Jim. What sort of fight do you think it will be? Well, Amir's biggest asset, obviously, is his speed, so he has to do it on the outside. He has to keep his chin down, his hands up, move into range and throw punches and get back out of range again. He's in with a very cute counter-puncher, so you don't throw punches and then stay in range, because that's going to give Kotelnik a chance to counter. So it's going to be a case of in and out, in, get the punches off, back out again, do it on the outside, keeping in mind his speed may not last for the full 12 rounds. Kotelnik is an excellent 12-round fighter, so I think things can get really tough in the last third of the fight on Saturday. What do you think the most likely scenario is then for the fight? I think the most likely scenario is Amir to win in points, because if Kotelnik has a weakness, it's his work rate. He doesn't work hard enough, he doesn't throw hard enough punches. He's a thoughtful fighter, he's a precise fighter, so he can be outworked. But provided, I don't like to go on about Amir's punch resistance, but provided Amir's punch resistance is up to standard and he takes Kotelnik's punches in the later rounds, I think he can go on to outwork him and win in points. But as I say, that is a big if. Now, we've heard, of course, that Ricky Hatton's in hospital at the moment. Presumably, you got a get-well message for him. Looking further ahead, if everything's okay with him, could you see a fight with Amir Khan happening? Yeah, I could do. I mean, that's a fight the public want. The public would love to see both of those fighting, but I think a lot of that hinges on Saturday night as well. If Amir was to win and become a world champion, and Ricky does decide to box again, and the way Ricky's speaking, he does intend to fight again, that would be a great fight. For Manchester, that would be superb. That would be a massive event. If they could delay that to this time next year, it could be an open-air fight, you know, Manchester City ground again. But I don't know how long, you know, time is not on Ricky's side, obviously. I don't know if Ricky can wait a year. But it's something to look forward to and something to savour. Jim, thanks very much indeed for joining us this morning.
And the fight itself on Saturday, Amir Khan against Kotelnik, Saturday night on Sky Box Office. It is available in HD.